Hey, you guys. So I wanted to talk about something. I wanted to talk about the grandiose narcissistic mothers who beat their sons down with nothing but harsh criticism, not constructive criticism. That's what the strong women that come into their life are there for. But they don't know the difference because all that they ever got from their mother was harsh criticism. Okay. But to make up for him resenting her for that harsh criticism, she makes sure that material wise, he has everything he needs, like a roof over his head for free, his brakes done for free, his tires rotated for free, clothes, work boots, bills paid, cell phone bill paid, because this is the manipulation that the mother does so that she keeps him there because really she can't hold her. Usually she has failed marriages or she's a widow or both because she's haughty, she's nagging, she's not fun, she doesn't smile. Some of them shoved religion down their husbands' throats, and they just really were kind of a shell of a human being. So she wants her son to be kind of like her husband. So what she does is it's very toxic because it's more toxic than any drug addiction in my eyes because we have overcome drug addictions, but he still is having a problem taking constructive criticism and noticing the difference from me. This is why the universe will place earth angels in these masculines' lives because they were abused, and this is abuse. When you're manipulating your son to not want to leave you and feel guilty for leaving you, because she did that too. She would always bring up the fact that she worked so hard for that house and their father left them with nothing and stuff. And this is a manipulation tactic and it's fucking toxic and it needs to stop because God don't like that shit. And a lot of times the irony, like I said, is that these mothers will be religious and start and use God in the household. And he's like, what you're doing is not me. I don't know what that is, but I don't manipulate my children. That's somebody else. All right. We're going to leave that at that. So they don't know the difference between constructive criticism. So when they hear the woman in their life who's strong, giving them constructive criticism, because we're there to make them be the man that they needed to be, that the mother was supposed to raise them to be. But she wanted him like a daughter. You know, these guys wind up turning up more like women and they can't defend themselves. And they damn sure can't defend the women that they're with. So all they do is, and then when you start giving them constructive criticism, they immediately think of this mother who really secretly they fucking hate. And they resent her anyway, that they don't know how to differentiate the two and separate the two. Now, if you're not smart, you don't handle this right, it could cause problems in your relationship. But when you're an empath and you're trained for this kind of thing and you've been through it and you understand what makes them tick, you give them the time, you plant the seed, you give them the time to think about it themselves, and then they see that for themselves. Because when you try to force some shit like that, that's what their mother did. Tried to force her beliefs on them, tried to force the way that she thought on them. So when you do that, you're really just kind of mimicking, in his eyes, the mother. What you need to do is you need to say what you need to say, right? And then say what you need to say and then let him figure it out and let it simmer in his head because he will, because at that point you're letting God or the universe, whatever that higher power is, his ancestors, angels and shit, handle it. They will put shit in his mind. They can do that. It's your job just to plant the seed. It's always our job just to plant the seed. We're never supposed to force somebody to believe like us, think like us, like the things that we like, because that is manipulation. We're all supposed to just lead by example. And if somebody wants to follow, that's their free will. And if they don't, then it's going to take longer for them to get out of that cycle until they learn that particular lesson, or for some of us, it was group of lessons. All right. So what happens also is, like, you can pretty much tell when you have a narcissistic parent what they wanted as a gender, because they will raise you according to what they wanted. Like, I was more in my masculine energy, and I know that my dad wanted a son. I mean, I was a roofer, for Christ's sake, and I was his son. And my boyfriend, this is why another reason why we're twins and we're together is because we can relate to this shit, right? Like, and his mother, who wound up adopting, while she already had two boys, a daughter, when they were struggling financially, is because her greed and needing to have a daughter, she raised her son to be very feminine. So the two of us together were like all kinds of like, you know what I mean? Like I'm sitting there fighting guys while he stands there and he's sitting there with a better wardrobe than me. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck is happening? And we realize that this is because of the way that we were raised by our parents. And it's no one's fault, right? It just is the way that it was. I mean, for some of them, there is fault there. It was intentional. Like, I feel like for the mothers, more so the fathers, they just didn't want their sons to leave because they're lonely and they can't keep a man. But, I don't really like to get into like judging and like bashing and shit. But let's just call a spade a spade. You know what I mean? Like, somebody's got to hear the shit, right? So I just wanted to put this out there, and it's sad. It is. It's sad. It's sad if it keeps going on. Now, some of these masculines who they wind up really resenting their moms, and then that's why they have fucked up relationships, because they wind up like turning into misogynists. If they don't find a really good woman that they actually embrace and allow this woman to mold them into and challenge them into the man that their mother was supposed to challenge them to be, but their mom couldn't challenge anything because she was weak-minded, and she allowed men to control her and tell her what to do. They never met a woman like you. If you're a strong woman, they don't know what that's like because their mother wasn't a strong woman. The kind of strength that they seen in their mom was a manipulative strength. It wasn't a strength of just going through things and learning harsh lessons. It was, I'm going to sabotage all your relationships because I want you for myself. Ugh. And I'm going to find fault in especially the good ones that you date. I'll like your male friends, though, because in some creepy way, I'm flirty with them. You know the drill. You know what I'm talking about. I don't want to go off topic here, but that's the shit I wanted to talk about today. A lot of women can relate to this. You're either in a relationship with a man who was raised more on a feminine side, and you may be more of a masculated woman, and you guys are trying to find balance. Say the shit you need to say that you notice. Don't hold it in, because all that does is bring out unnecessary fights later. Like he'll sneeze wrong and you'll be like, your mother's a fucking bitch, and it's like, where did that come from? Where did that come from? So I would say just say what you need to say calmly, and then just say, and that's all. That's just what I think. I love you. That's what I do. And I walk away and I go meditate or spend time by myself. And then he comes back and he's different. This is just my advice. Have a great day today. This shit is crazy, right? I love you. Bye.